Numbers chapter 30, verse 1. Then Moses summoned the leaders of the tribes of Israel and told them, "This is what the Lord has commanded." Verse 2. A man who makes a vow to the Lord or makes a pledge under oath must never break it. He must do exactly what he said he would do. Verse 3. If a young woman makes a vow to the Lord or pledge under oath while she is still living at her father's home. Verse 4. And her father hears of the vow or pledge and does not object to it, then all her vow and pledges will stand. Verse 5. But if her father refuse to let her fulfill the vow or pledge on the day he hears of it, then all the vows and pledges will become invalid. The Lord will forgive her because her father will not let her fulfill them. Verse 6. Now suppose a young woman makes a vow or binds herself with an impulsive pledge and later marries. Verse 7. If her husband learns of her vow or pledge and does not object on the day he hears of it, her vows and pledges will stand. Verse 8. But if her husband refuses to accept her vow or impulsive pledge on the day he hears of it, he nullifies her commitment and the Lord will forgive her. Verse 9. If, however, a woman is a widow or is divorced, she must fulfill all her vows and pledges. Verse 10. But suppose a woman is married and living in her husband's house when she makes a vow or binds herself to a pledge. Verse 11. If her husband hears of it and does not object to it, her vow or pledge will stand. Verse 12. But if her husband refuses to accept it on the day he hears of it, her vow or pledge will be nullified, and the Lord will forgive her. Verse 13. So her husband may either confirm or nullify any vows or pledges she makes to deny herself. Verse 14. But if he does not object on the day he hears of it, then he is agreeing to all the vows and pledges. Verse 15. If he waits more than a day and then tries to nullify a vow or pledge, he will be punished for her guilt. Verse 16. These are the regulations the Lord gave Moses concerning the relationship between a man and a wife, and between a father and a young daughter who still lives at home. Amen.